Today, I'm going to be showing you the best YouTube ads targeting strategy that you can use in 2026. This is the exact strategy that I've used for my real estate clients to close hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of deals, even in hyper-competitive markets. But it is going to apply to any local or online business. Because while Google reps and a bunch of gurus out there are telling you to use broad targeting and random placements, we're out here using interest targeting and in-market audiences that have absolutely transformed how YouTube ads can actually scale. So the first thing I want to touch on is why YouTube ads have the highest rate of actual qualified leads comparative to any other platform. And the first thing I want to talk about is intent versus disruption-based ads or platforms. So YouTube is an intent-based platform comparative to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. These are all platforms where people are endlessly doom scrolling. They're, getting cheap dopamine hits, just from watching videos that don't really have any intentional meaning behind them. But when people go on YouTube, they're actively looking for solutions rather than just endlessly doom scrolling. The next thing is higher attention span. So this, again, YouTube's a long form platform, similar to what we're talking about before. And people are watching videos with the intent that are usually about 10 plus minutes longer on average in comparison to sub 60 seconds, even 30 seconds on Instagram or TikTok as well. And the third thing I want to touch on is typically, YouTube audiences are usually skewed towards professionals, business owners, and high earners because studies show that YouTube users actually tend to be more educated and financially well off compared to others on social media platforms. So a quick statistic here is that 80% of US adults earning $100,000 plus annually use YouTube compared to these platforms the majority of the time. So because of this, you can get better data from Google because Google owns a ton of different sub companies: YouTube, Google Search, Chrome, Android, Gmail, Google Ads. And this gives them literally the unmatched level of user data that advertisers can leverage. And it roughly triples the data points of Apple and, double something like Facebook. So with that all being said, you need to understand within YouTube the 4 different types of targeting that there actually is. So first off, we have data segments. These are things that you're going to use in your remarketing campaign. So you can upload things like existing lists that you've compiled from website visitors, YouTube viewers, YouTube subscribers, past clients that you have emails and phones from. In your phone, you can literally scrape your list. There's a ton of scrapers you can use to scrape your own data. And this is the warmest audience that you can use. And YouTube is going to utilize this in order to build the best lookalike audiences, or just these people that have already been on your website but haven't converted yet, into actual clients. Next is custom segments. These are slightly less warm. These are people that don't know you specifically, but are actively searching keywords that are relevant to a problem that you are solving. So interests, websites that are relevant to the problem you're solving, and search results, all of that kind of stuff. So just to show you in the ad account real quick, something that would be in segment audiences would be something like this. So you would go into the audience section of your campaign and you would go to custom segments here, create a new segment, and you can call this, let's say you're, a seller, real estate agent seller. This is who I work with all the time. Or honestly, let's just do another local business. Let's do like, construction. So builders near me. And then you can do like, how much does it cost to build a house? It should come up. How much does it cost to build a house? And then you can just type in builder and look at all the different general contractor jobs near me, construction builders, new construction builders near me, and you get the point. And if people are actively searching these things, it shows you the weekly impressions, assuming that you're targeting the entirety of the US. And essentially, this is what custom segment is. So anyone that's typing these searches on Google are going to be shown your ads only, not anyone and everyone in a particular area. And next, similar to this, are in-market audiences. So this is very similar to what we just showed you, but these are audiences pre-built by Google. So it's going to be a little bit more broad, and it may bring in slightly colder traffic. Although actually, to be honest with you, I've noticed that it brings in warmer traffic. But these are things like people's life events or the pre-built audiences from Google. So again, I'll hop into the ad account and show you what that looks like. So if we go back out, instead of going to custom segments here, you're going to go to interest and detailed demographics. So let's just type in construction, if I can spell the word. So building construction companies, construction company services, construction services, and these are all in-market audiences. Or, you can go to life events here. People that are starting a new job soon, maybe they are looking for, a house, recently started a business, maybe they're looking to build something from the ground up. And you get the point. So you have life events and in-market audiences, which are a little bit more broad, but they're built by Google. And as you can see here, every single audience has pre-built keywords. So construction companies near me, building construction company, et cetera, et cetera. And then finally, there's demographic targeting. So essentially, this is the broadest it can go. You target people based on age brackets, household income, and gender. So going back into the ad account, this is right here. As you can see, you can target gender, age, and then additional, parental status and household income. So you can literally do the top 10%, and then you just would save, and that's the audience. Now I want to get into the real sauce here, which is the actionable steps you can use when actually launching your campaign. So this is what your targeting timeline should look like. When you're starting out, you want to make sure you're targeting the warmest audiences first. So if you have existing remarketing lists or existing emails and phone numbers, plug that into a CSV, into a spreadsheet, and then upload that and use that. If you don't have that, use YouTube audiences and keywords, okay? And then you can start doing more broad stuff like the in-market audiences I was showing you, or the placement targeting, similar audiences, demographics, etc. And this way, this is how you can start scaling by showing your videos to smaller audiences once you start getting a proven system down. And now for the final thing I wanted to touch on, which in my opinion is the most important part, hence why I saved it for last, is understanding the creative targeting aspect. More recently with AI updating, etc., especially within 2025, although it's been going on for years, it's now been more important than ever to have a good creative for the targeting, because YouTube now analyzes everything. The creative's transcript, the headlines that you're making in your ads, and so on. And basically what that means is that you want to use keywords and language that your audience is congruent with on your specific ad. So basically on the ads themselves, what you want to do is have location-based callouts within your hook if you're targeting local people. So hey, if you're anywhere in and around the Hudson Valley, this message is specifically for you. If you're looking to build a home anywhere in Hyde Park, Poughkeepsie, etc., this message is for you. Audience keywords. So that's another thing as well. Let's say you're calling out lawyers, accountants, B2B businesses, etc. And then the final thing is problems that your audience is facing and searching for indirectly, right? So how do I help sell my house? You can literally say, or how can I get help building my home? So you can say, like, if you've been wondering how you need help building your first home, what layout you need, the blueprints, etc., stuff like that. These are all things that YouTube's going to analyze, and it's going to be able to optimize in showing your video to the right person. And everything I just showed you is absolutely necessary because the AI is not perfect. But if you can combine both of these, you're going to save so much time when it comes to getting leads into the pipeline, and you can just easily scale in a fraction of the time. Now that you understand targeting, you may still be getting stuck on how do you actually set up a campaign or how do you make winning video ads. And I've made an entire free course going over both of those questions, and you can find that right here. Aside from that, that's the end of this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.